they run today, Neil?
Same.
But you come with a very interesting horse, and if you could pronounce his name for us, so I pronounce it correctly.
My Boangernes.
And what is...
What does that mean?
Yes, what does that mean?
It's a word out of the Bible. Boanerges was a name that Jesus gave. It was the nickname for a couple of his disciples. And it means lightning or something like that, I think, is what I was told. So,
And he's lightning fast.
yeah.
Tell us the story how you ended up with him. He had been racing in New Mexico.
Yeah, and I trained a few years back. I trained for the Locks, David and Nancy Locke, and then when the COVID shut down horse racing in New Mexico and stuff, they contacted me, and he was coming off a layoff, and you know, by the time we had him ready to run, you know, he had been off about a year and a half, almost a year and a half, you know. So, but he's just did great. So.
And part of that time he was still in training in New Mexico. You were saying that maybe he had some sort of issue that originally sent him to the shelf, and then New Mexico racing.
And where they had him, they were doing some ponying and jogging and stuff like that prior to me getting him, and they sent him to me when I was in Houston during the meet there, and then I got him ready, had him ready when Lone Star started. So.
And you put him on turf.
Yeah. So.
I mean, did you think he was a natural turf horse, or are you thinking he's a natural 5/8, 5.5 furlong horse?
Just didn't really know. And two, a lot of times you enter turf, you end up running in the mud anyway, you know, and didn't know whether he liked mud either, you know, but we tried him on the turf, and he ran real good the first time we run him. And then we entered him in the 100,000, the Chamberlain Bridge. It was a race there at Lone Star, and it rained. I mean, it rained hard. In fact, we were in the paddock for 45 minutes or better because of lightning and storms, so it came off the turf. And not knowing him being from New Mexico, if he knew what mud was, you know, I trained him in some mud, you know, so I knew he was all right, you know, in the morning. And so anyway, we ran it, and he ran huge in the mud and won it. And then we came back on the turf, and he went again. So.
Well, that gives you the confidence to ship to a grass race, knowing that if it comes off, you don't care. I don't see it coming off this weekend. It's all sunshine.
No, I think he likes the turf. You know, I really do. And that was obvious. You know, his first few jumps, the first time he ran on turf, it was obvious. You know that he liked the turf. So.
He is a New Mexico bred. Not too many of them make their way to the pea patch, but he's not, I guess, your average New Mexico bred. What can you tell me about him as a horse?
He's pretty laid back. He's a professional, you know, and you know, come race day, he puts on a game face and seems cool and calm, you know. So.
Will he rate behind a horse if he has to? Or
you
has
know,
he not had to?
The first time I ran him, you know, coming off the layoff and stuff, a horse kind of acted up in the gate or something. He turned his head right when they popped the gates, and normally he's on the lead, but he actually came from off the pace that day, and he ran second, got beat ahead. And yeah, I mean, he'll stay running even if, you know, even if he's not on the lead, you know. But
how fast is he? Have we seen his fastest, do you think?
I don't know. He just seems like he keeps getting better to me. So, you know, and he's happy right now. So.
And how long have you been thinking of this race? Since the Chamberlain Bridge? I mean, did you start looking around, seeing what turf sprints
We started looking at different races. You know, there was a race in Albuquerque that, you know, against New Mexico breds. And, you know, we'd kind of looked at that. And then the Locks started noticing the race at Kentucky Downs. You know, the $1 million race, win your in deal to Breeders' Cup. And then we found out about this race, you know, when you're into the race at Kentucky Downs. So, and him not having any graded stakes money, you know, we knew if we were gonna dream big, you know, about the Breeders' Cup, we were gonna need some graded money or have to go this route, you know.
So it definitely lured you here. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you might have just gone and been like 1 to 5 in the New Mexico bred race.
Yeah, and he would have. Oh, I'd say he's probably one of the best pure sprinters I've had. You know, I've had some route horses that were, you know, had tons of speed and stuff, you know, but Yes Sir, General Sir, and some of those horses, you know, they definitely had speed. But no, for just a sprinter, he's probably the best I've had.
But you believe he's as good as any among the best sprinters in the country, because you're looking ahead to Kentucky Downs. This is just a stepping stone on the way.
Yeah, and I don't think even the added distance, you know, I don't think it's going to affect him, you know, because he's always seemed like he still had, you know, a lot of run in him on the end of his races, you know.
Have you had a chance to really look at the rest of the field, the PPs?
Well, I know the one horse because ran second to us, you know, in the last race at Lone Star, and you know, I know him, and I really haven't had a chance to really get in and look at him.
We have a pretty good idea of how he's going to run, huh? I mean,
Yeah, I just know the horse. I know he's gonna, you know, he's gonna give me his all. So.
And so you're a fan of this concept of having these races being automatic qualifiers for the races at Kentucky Downs?
Well, yeah, it opens the door for, you know, horses that might get on the side, you know, because they just don't have the graded money, you know.